One thing I'm kind of curious about is why do people say stuff like being gay and being transgendered isn't something that's natural? Because literal transgendered and gay animals exist within nature. So that then leads me to question, do you believe that animals, for those people who then believe that these things are, whatever the fuck you believe, I couldn't really fathom it at this point. But do you believe that animals have the self awareness or the level of consciousness that surpasses a human? Or do you think that just maybe these constructs might be something that you are simply not familiar with and might need to maybe educate yourself on so you are able to maybe hold better discussions? And I'm bringing this up because I had a YouTube video and all I said was that my Reddit account was, I have a backup account. And somebody literally came on my Reddit account, on my YouTube video talking about don't cut your dick off and blah, 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 and then talking about how you thought I was transgendered. And then went on to proceed to say that I should blame transgendered people because they sound how I sound. First of all, what is everybody's obsession with another person's genitals? Do you see me going up to imagine being so bold and pig-headed in your boldness? You're gonna walk up to a stranger and be like, "What's in your pants?" Could you imagine going up to a person in real life and saying that? Much less than telling somebody not to do something with what's in their pants. And then it's like, what business is it of other individuals? What is in my pants? You're not going to see it. You're not going to touch it. You're not going to even, you're not getting anywhere near it. So what business is it of yours? But it just blows my mind the fact that people will make these arguments and make these stances, but then will have literal examples that will contradict their stance and their perspectives. And instead of being able to take a step back and maybe just consider that their perspective might need to be changed or consider that they could just be wrong, they double down on the ignorance and then and then insist on their stance being something worth hearing. I'm going to be so kind when I say this, but not every opinion is educated and not every opinion is worth hearing. Sometimes people really need to, and I say this with all the kindness of my heart, need to understand that things exist outside of your realm of perception, and maybe it would do you good to sit back and maybe understand and learn what those things are from a different perspective that's not the one that you're speaking from. And I say this because if you want to grow as a being, or if you want to be more than just a sentient beast that just reacts and roams this fucking planet, then it would do you some justice. It would be very wise. It would be very, very beneficial for people to start listening to other people that are walking this planet and hearing the words that are coming out their mouth. And I mean, you don't even got you can go look at fucking nature. Nature represents these things too. It's not as if these things are somehow beyond the realm of somebody being able to comprehend. It's chosen ignorance at a certain point. And this person's like, oh, what do you want me to do? First of all, I made a YouTube video talking about a backup Reddit account. I want you to shut the fuck up. That's what I want you to do. How is it not your fault that you're A, ignorant, and then much less B, going backwards out your ass to comment on something about that has nothing to do with it? And I'm not even transgendered. Not that it even matters. I don't care if I was. But it's just so many levels of like every time I interact with some people, it makes me think of that one Batman quote. If you gave me a week, I couldn't explain to you why that wouldn't work. That is just sometimes like how far gone the mindsets that people have are. I'm like, you really, 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 people really, it would do you so much justice to humble yourself. Know that you are not the only person who's walked this earth with an experience and listen to what another person's experience is. Maybe just give it a couple seconds of your day because you might learn something and you might prevent yourself from just continuing on of a cycle of just pure and genuine ignorance. And I want to be kind and say that there's any other word for that, but when you approach certain topics with these mentalities, that is literally all it is ignorance. There's not much room for discussion where science, where there are literally animals that have the capacity to be gay or transgendered. There's not much room for your fucking opinion. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And that bothers people. That bothers people because it challenges their worldview and what they were taught by whoever else. But just because you were taught something, I'm so sorry to I'm gonna hold your hand as I say this. Just because you were taught something, that doesn't mean that it's true. So honestly, fuck your feelings. Because in that exact same breath, the damage that you guys are doing by then completely eradicating another person's and dismissing and erasing another person's lived experience is so much more harmful than your feelings of discomfort as we then have these conversations. The violence done in the community, a little more important than your uncomfortable feelings. I'm so sorry. Like a YouTube video about me talking about my backup Reddit account somehow turned into somebody being transphobic, and I'm not even I'm so confused. Like, humanity, y'all gotta. This is definitely the fucking Milky Way ghetto.